Call him. Bring him to me.
Woo!
Yes.
I'ma beat your ass. What is happening, Magnus? So, there's this big debate going on online over Superman being whiny. I mean, people are so sick and tired of seeing clips of James Gunn's Superman, David Corn Sweat, screaming, hollering, jumping up and down, and when you talk about the clip that surfaced the other day from Jimmy Kimmel Live, where he busts through the door and he's flipping out about crypto. Where's the dog? Okay. I think that is appropriate. The problem is this. I believe it only magnifies how many times the fans have seen him screaming and hollering or crying or whining, however you want to say, describe what he's doing, okay? I think that was appropriate, especially if you've ever had a pet before. If you've had a dog before, they're part of your family. You would bust through those doors and you would holler and scream and threaten as if they were your own child that was taken. Trust me on that. So going back to that, there's like this whole debate on whether he should be that emotional. Now, who is the definitive Superman? I mean, Christopher Reeve, the way he played him in a stoic, commanding, and somewhat intimidating way. So he was stoic, commanding, and intimidating. Okay? Watch the first one. Go look at the two parts where the one cat burglar's climbing up the wall and Superman's sitting there looking at him. When he looks up at him, that's almost scary. The way they did the lighting, it's scary. That's intimidating. Then when the criminals get away on the boat, he's standing there and it's all dark and everything. You got a 6'4", over 200-pound man sitting there, cape flapping, looking at you with shaded eyes and everything. That's intimidating. When he spoke to Lois, hello, Miss Lane, that type of stuff, he was commanding, respectful, stoic. He never got too emotional. He flirted with her during the interview. You know what I'm saying? When he talked to Lex, you know what I'm saying? Where's the detonator? He picked him up. Throw him. You know what I'm saying? Mold these into your prison bars. You know what I'm saying? So it's, he wasn't extra emotional. He wasn't. He knew when to get emotional, though. That's the difference. See, that's the difference between men of old and men today. Men today, they want you bitchified. They want you crying and whining and being so emotional. Oh, you need to be strong to be emotional. No, a strong man knows when to be emotional. When the woman that he loved died, yes, he screamed. Okay? When Zod and his people were endangering humans, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop! You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that makes sense. In Superman 4, Nuclear Man was putting people in danger. Stop the people! He knew when to get emotional, but he wasn't constantly emotional. It feels like that to many people with this perception of him. So who's the definitive Superman that Superman should be based on? Should it be Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill was stoic also, but he did get emotional. But yes, he was stoic. So what? Superman is stoic. He's not constantly emotional. He knows when to get emotional. Does he get emotional? Yes. But there's a difference between being emotional and knowing when to be emotional, okay? Or occasionally getting emotional, all right? I would say go watch the Max Fleischer cartoons. It's Superman! You'll know. That's the song. That's how you know you're watching the proper cartoon. He's stoic. He's commanding. He's strong. He makes jokes from time to time. Okay? If you watch him, he's a mild-mannered reporter. He's not goofy. He's not bumbling. He's not silly. He's a mild-mannered reporter. Someone that's unassuming. That's why I always said that people talk trash on Henry Cavill's Clark, but he's exactly what the old one was. He was unassuming. Just mild-mannered reporter. He played him how he's supposed to be played. Another thing people were talking about, I think with that clip though too, is they were saying, well, some people think that he heard Lex, and some people think that he didn't hear Lex. So I guess depending on, I mean, they cut the clip early, so depending on, we're just going to have to see of whether he really heard him or not. Did he really hear him? Or was he saying that as in, say that again? What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? You know what I'm saying? Also, I don't think people understood me when I was talking about, I don't think that superheroes go to the lengths that they need to go to. I saw a few comments were like, well, Batman would. This is what I mean. Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, all three of them have different limits when interrogating criminals. What I'm saying is they don't go to the edge of their limits enough. Okay, so Superman's limits are different than Batman's limits. See, Batman would break a finger to get the information he needs. I'm saying Batman doesn't go far enough sometimes. So he doesn't have to kill. But hey, maybe he cuts a finger off. See? So I think it would be more effective if he did that. Okay? Now see, if I was Superman personally, I would have flew up in there. I wouldn't have walked. I flew up in there. I either crashed through the glass or I would have melted it and flapped through. Cape flapping. And I would have picked him up. And I asked him where my dog is. And I would have said it once. Where's the dog? If he say he doesn't know, I take his hand. Now see, Superman doesn't cut off body parts. So with Superman, you would go to his edge, which is breaking fingers. See, Batman breaks fingers and bones and backs and legs and gives you concussions and puts you in the hospital drooling. Superman doesn't do that. So with Superman, I would start to break his fingers. Crack. Where's the dog? And I do it on live television. Live television with Miss Tessmacher recording. That's how I would do it. Okay? And then, if you want to make it more realistic, what you do is, people really would sympathize with a Superman that broke a finger to get his dog back. Come on now. Look, let me tell you something. Growing up, the black kids I knew, most of them ain't never have no dog. All the white kids I knew had dogs. White folks love dogs. All the white folks, at least on the planet, would be, if someone stole Spike, I'd break a finger to get him back. I love this Superman. He's not going around killing. He broke his finger. And I'd break every single one of them until he told me. That's just me. I'm sure there's a Superman in a universe that's like that, though. You know what I mean? But the definitive, who was the definitive version? I think it's somewhere between the Max Fleischer and Christopher Reeve. As a matter of fact, I would say it was Max Fleischer's Superman. Max Fleischer's Superman is the definitive Superman. That's what I think. He's closest to his original form of who he is supposed to be. So all of you, do some homework, go watch those cartoons, and see how cool that Superman is. I love that Superman. He's great. Like, he's great. If I had to name my favorite 3 Supermen, that cartoon, Max Fleischer Superman, Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill. Great. And Tyler's great too. You know what I mean? But I'm just talking about top three. Those are my 3 favorite Supermen. You know what I mean? What's him called will come later though. You know, the one from the Superman cartoon, after Batman animated series, you get the Adventures of Superman or whatever. I like him. I do. But I like those other 3 more. I do. Anyway, post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoy my thoughts on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I do think it's okay for Superman to be emotional. I think it's just a problem that there's been too much screaming and crying and whining or hollering or getting emotional in these different clips and trailers, and showing it once again is magnifying it. And that's what's bothering people more than anything. I think if people did not see the other clips of him screaming or crying or all that stuff, I think that this clip, people wouldn't have a problem with it at all. Think about if this clip was released first. The first clip you ever saw. Exactly. People wouldn't be saying nothing. 10 million subscribers. Woo!